Hello everyone. Welcome to the 15th session of E-Content Development, Karnataka University, Dharwad. I am Suresh Matigar, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College, Bhatkal. So in last session, that is in 14th session, actually I had discussed about William Wordsworth and his important works and background to the poem Daffodils, and also I spoke about form and other structural aspect of the poem Daffodils. In this session, I would like to speak about theme and literary devices which are used in the poem Daffodils. And what is the objective of studying themes and literary devices of the poem? It helps students to understand the meaning of the poem, enables students to understand the possibility of different themes in the poem, and also makes students familiar with the literary devices used in the poem. Outcomes will be the same, whatever objectives are there, and those objectives will be fulfilled because students will be able to explain and interpret the different themes of the poem after studying this Daffodils and its themes and literary devices. Now see, Daffodils. Already I have spoken about William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth is a great worshipper of nature and also worshipper of humanity, and he has written poems on the nature, and nature is everything for him. Nature is teacher, nature is guide, and nature is part of his life. It is a spiritual part of his life. That is why he has written Daffodils, which daffodils are small yellow flowers. Beauty of that small yellow flowers had an effect on his mind, and after many years after that effect, he remembers that beauty and writes this poem. And the structure also you have seen. Now let us see the summary of the poem. Summary is nothing but explanation of the literal meaning of the poem. So in this poem, actually the writer, that is Wordsworth, describes his perception of daffodils. When he saw daffodils, when he came across daffodils, when he took walk with Dorothy in around Glencoe Bay, Woolswater in the Lake District, and he saw this long stretch of beautiful yellow flowers called daffodils, and he was transfixed because he was a great worshipper of nature. He loved nature like anything, so he was transfixed, and he was standing there and he was enjoying the beauty of that daffodils, and that beautiful effect which he had on that day remained in his mind. And many years after, he writes this poem, and he imagines and he describes the beauty of that daffodils. He uses number of personification, that is, he gives human traits and characteristics to this daffodils and other nature things. See, he explains daffodils as if they are dancing and fluttering, and that they are doing it with a great joy. He explains that daffodils are dancing and fluttering and with extreme joy, and he tells that he compares that dance of daffodils with waves, that is dance of waves. Even he gives personification, that is human traits to the dance of waves, means that waves are there, that he considers them as also as living things. So he gives human traits to waves, and the dance of daffodils is more joyous than waves. That's what he says. And when he describes the beauty and jocund company and joyous effect of daffodils, and finally he says that even whenever he is in fancy mood, when he is alone, when he is in idle, and when he remembers the beauty of that daffodils, still he finds solace and soothing effect and pleasing effect. That means even after many years after the incident, still that beauty of nature has a beautiful and soothing effect on the tired mind, which is tired by the hectic life of this modern world. Already 19th century was an industrialized world, and he was living in city. In that hectic life of city, mind used to be tired, and that tired mind, when he remembered the beauty of nature, especially the sensitive mind like Wordsworth, found solace and everything in nature, and that beauty still gave him a pleasing effect. That's what he says in this poem. He uses especially personification as an important literary devices because he never considered nature as something other. He always had a communion with nature, and he found life in nature. He found spiritual experience in nature. He found God in nature. He found teacher in nature, and he found everything in nature. That is why he explains daffodils as beautiful flowers that give soothing effect on his mind, and they dance, and he gives life, like means human emotions and feelings or human traits to the daffodils. So here important themes are, that is love of nature is the important theme in all of the poems of Wordsworth, and here also his love for nature makes him to describe that daffodils. He has even hyperbole also. He has used hyperbole, means exaggeration. He exaggerates to explain his strong feelings for the daffodils, that is nature. Then this theme of spirituality in nature, that is relationship between man and nature. Spirituality means even when he is alone and he is in pensive mood, when he is in his mind is tired, when he remembers the beauty of that daffodils, it gives him a pleasing effect. That is, it has an spiritual quality. Nature has a spiritual quality that soothes, that inspires, soothes, and pleases the mind of daffodils. That is Wordsworth. So imagination is always there in the most of the romantic writers' writings. Here, even after many years after the incident of that walking, he remembers and he imagines the beauty of that flowers, and he writes. So now let us see what are the literary devices which are used in the poem. First literary device is reverse personification. Personification means giving human traits, characteristics to the non-humans, things or beings. Here reverse personification means the man himself is given the traits or characteristics of non-human beings, things. That is cloud. He considers himself as if a cloud. He compares himself a cloud. He wandered as a cloud. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Here there is simile also in the same sentence itself only, as a cloud. He comparison with as or like is considered as simile. So there is simile also. A crowd, a host of daffodils dancing. What I said. Personification has been used throughout the poem to give human traits, to tell that the nature is very intimately connected with human beings. So a crowd means group of people. Here crowd, the word crowd is used for the group of daffodils. And dancing, daffodils dancing is the human trait. So these are the personification used in the poem. And as the stars twinkling on the Milky Way, an allusion is the reference to the known things or popular things. The Milky Way is the group of stars which is there in the sky, and our earth is part of that Milky Way. So allusion is there. Then we have waves danced but they outdid. Wave danced but the daffodils dance is outdid. Daffodils dance is even merrier and joyful than dance of waves. This is also personification. Waves and daffodils are given human traits, that is dancing. Then jocund company. Jocund company means cheerful company. Company here is again with a human trait, human company. But he is there with the jocund, cheerful company of flowers. That is again personification. So now let me conclude this session. Daffodils, or I Wander Lonely as a Cloud, is a beautiful poem that speaks about the beauty of daffodils and its effect on Wordsworth. Wordsworth's creative imagination towards nature can be seen in this poem. William Wordsworth is an high priest of nature. That is why he describes everything which is there in the nature as if it is having a spiritual power, and as if it is a God which gives everything. Then personification is the major literary devices used to express human connection to the nature in this poem. So this is over. We have multiple choice questions on this poem. That is, on this session, Wordsworth compares himself to a cloud. Wordsworth saw a stretch of golden daffodils. The poetic device used in the As Lonely as a Cloud is simile. The poetic device used in the poem daffodils, simile, personification, allusion, all of the above. All of the above. William Wordsworth is a nature poet. Thank you.